But this week, we've got an interesting film to review, and
yes. All right, so we scoured Netflix, and it was actually in last week's Trailer Park, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Yes, Fall from Grace is the latest Netflix-produced film.
Yeah.
Also Tyler Perry Studios, written, directed, produced, starring.
If you read my notes,
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't do it, so Dylan didn't.
I was hoping you would read it because I.
Oh my god, thank you.
So
thank
the
you.
film
You're carrying on from my joke. Thank you.
The film is A Fall from Grace, directed by Tyler Perry, written by Tyler Perry, starring Tyler Perry, directed and distributed by Tyler Perry. The budget was Tyler Perry, but the box office was Netflix.
Yes, no, of course. But as you can see in the premise, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. Yeah. So this Tyler Perry.
You forgot the most crucial part, Mitchell. Tyler Perry.
Oh, Tyler Perry. Yeah,
Yes.
Tyler Perry. Fuck. We better get a shout out of Tyler Perry for Tyler Perry.
Okay, so
let's get a shout out on @Tyler Perry Twitter. Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, the premise. A 26-year-old public defender played by discount Zoe Saldana, Brescia Webb, gets assigned to a case about an old bitch who gets her life stolen by a young whippersnapper.
That's essentially it. But don't forget, she killed the fucker.
Yeah. Did she? Because I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. So this may be a very quick review. I actually did.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sit through the whole thing, and I will tell you everything. This is going to be a complete spoiler review.
Yeah. Because I don't care.
I'm going to try and sum this up as best I can from what I have to work with.
Okay. Before you do that, I want to say what I think about this. Considering I only
from
watched,
what you saw.
Yeah. So I watched the movie halfway through, and the reason I didn't get the whole way through is simply because, as we said, moving house, packing boxes. I've been flat out. Haven't really had the chance to sit down. So I was watching this while making thumbnails for our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then I watched.
So let's be honest. Like right off the bat, you weren't 100% committed to it.
Yeah, I wasn't invested as I really wanted to be with most films. And then I watched, like, say a good extra hour on top of that on the TV, watching it, like, properly focusing on it. And then it was 11:30, 8 o'clock work the next day. I was like, I got to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And now we're podcasting, so I've just missed out on watching the rest of it.
Yep.
But
you couldn't commit like me, literally staying up until 1:30 to watch this.
You're an idiot.
Because I forgot. I was getting ready for bed and went, shit, and put it on and I sat up. Yeah.
So I will say, from what I watched, the introduction, like, I get where they're going, but there's no secrets at all in this film. They didn't hide that the fact that, like, who did it? Like, we know. Like, they give it away pretty fucking quickly.
Did.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying they did.
Yeah,
they tried to. But
there was no secrets, and the acting itself was But, like, I get the story, and I get where they're going with it, but I wasn't really invested until the young whippersnapper that I mentioned really turned things around.
Oh, he was a dick.
Yeah, but that's when I turned it off, is when I got interested.
Yeah.
It took me an hour.
Oh,
and I was like, if I got to sit down and actually, like, focus on this film
took me 2 hours, man.
Without
the credits are amazing.
With life not distracting me, I probably would have somewhat found something to enjoy in this film, but I can't, if I can't just sit there and put it on.
Yeah.
I don't want it. It's not my kind of film.
100% agree with you. And unfortunately, because of our scheduling and not being able to go to the theaters to see Bombshell, we had to find something, and we found this. Now, like you said, okay, so they don't hide the fact that she killed her her dead husband.
Yeah.
You know, she kills him because he, as you find out through the progression of it, he's a young fella. She's an old divorcee whose life's in shambles, and she doesn't know if she's going to love again and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And then old mate comes along, who is a handsome chap.
Yes.
Got a very buff bod.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's a handsome dude. Comes along, and he's, like, infatuated with her and is the perfect gentleman. Like, as in, I was looking at that going, damn, I look like a scumbag. Like, you know, like, yeah, but that's the whole vibe that he gives off. Is like and her question is, why me? And his response is, why not you?
Yeah.
Like, that's what people should be asking. Anyway, so she falls head over heels. They get engaged quickly. They get married quickly. And then all of a sudden they get married. Old mate, he, from her job, steals hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
So she gets fired and has criminal charges pressed against her for that.
Takes a mortgage out on her home.
Takes a mortgage out on her home that she's paid off her entire life with all her own money.
And that's where I stopped.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
point.
Well, from that, so that point, so we stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars from her.
Yes.
Then, did you see the part where she turns up and he's fucking some chick?
No, I did not.
Yeah, she goes upstairs and he's fucking some chick, and he, like, bare naked, you don't see the dick, but you see the ass, and bare naked gets up, and you know how he was turning into a dick, like a real asshole?
Yeah.
he like gets up from fucking this chick as she's like, get out of my fucking house, you piece of shit. He gets up and goes, how about some privacy, bitch? And pushes her out the door.
How am I gotta watch the rest of this film.
Pushes her out the door and then locks the door. And then the chick says, oh, I wish your mum would interrupt us. And he goes, yeah, my mum lives better than that. Like, bagging her out and stuff.
That's hilarious.
The chick leaves and that, and he comes over, and this is the moment where she kills him.
Yeah.
And he sits down and he's smoking and he's like yelling at her and stuff. Because this dude, I'm not sure if he's a great actor or really trying too hard.
Okay.
Because he goes from like absolutely nothing to just being like, yeah, that maybe, we shouldn't do anything. But then you go and fucking do it. He just goes from 0 to bam, like real so quickly.
Quick, yeah.
But anyway, then she bashes his head in with a baseball bat like 6 times.
Right.
Okay, so that's the murder.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, do you want me to just jump to the end?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so the end of this film, complete spoilers because I don't want to save you the time. They try to have like an M. Night Shyamalan, what a twist at the end. So, her best friend Sarah?
Yep.
The one who basically set her up with him.
She was in it?
Well, turns out she's his mum.
Well.
Turns out there was no body in the house when the police came.
Yep.
He's alive.
Okay.
Yeah, he's alive. Literally turns up in the last couple of scenes with a bandage around his head.
So he
complete
actually
black
got
eyes
up.
and stuff. Yeah. So he did get fucked up. It wasn't like she imagined she hit him. She did beat the fuck out of him. But there was no body because Sarah came and saved him and that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but let's go a bit further in that. That Sarah lady and the son have been doing this to women for years, and in Sarah's basement, she had 12 old ladies shackled up that they've been stealing pensions from. Stealing their welfare and their like fortunes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's a thing.
So
that's what happened at the end.
So I got the impression that they were longtime friends. The two older ladies.
You find out it was 6 years. That was the friendship period.
They were working on that for a long time.
Well, see, they were doing it with other people along the way.
Yeah.
So it must have just been time to,
her turn.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So all of those little things, like how he knew where she worked and things like that.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, he had all the inside goss straight from the start. But yeah, so that's your big plot twist, is the fact that old mate isn't actually dead.
Yeah.
She's completely innocent of any wrongdoing, except bashing a dude's head in. But I mean, he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. She gets to walk out of court and gets an apology from the judge.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Why not? But then, not only that, so you know how the lawyer's husband is the police officer?
Yes.
Yeah, so he comes in, handcuffs Sarah. This is where I'm like, you lazy motherfuckers with your writing and shit. He comes in, handcuffs Sarah, and then he hears down in the basement like Jasmine and all the old ladies and stuff like that. And he handcuffs this woman and says, wait there, and leaves. So she escapes.
Yeah.
And the final scene of the film is her getting a new job taking care of an old lady who used to work for a financial institution.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, she's there interviewing for a job on the run somewhere, and says, oh, and I hear she was a very high worker at this financial institution. And she's like, yeah, she worked there for 10 years and got a great payout. Like, it was terrible.
I get the twists and turns in the story arc, and I get where they were trying to weave it, and I understand the kind of movie that they were trying to make. Yeah. And there is an audience for this.
Yeah, of course.
It's just not us.
No, 100%. No, I did not mean this in any disrespectful way, but Tyler Perry's demographic is African Americans.
Yeah.
And I can see where they were going with this, and I can see, like you said, the appeal for that market.
Yeah.
It's not for us.
Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily directly for African Americans.
No,
it's more
I'm
for
just
those...
saying that would be the main demographic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But what I mean, I think it's more for those who aren't into... like blockbusters. They're a bit more patient with their viewing, essentially.
I could see this being a midday TV movie for housewives.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
I couldn't put it into words, but you've mentioned it correctly.
There you go. Exactly. I could see Cheryl calling Debbie and saying, did you see that film? Could you believe that film?
Yeah. Like, this is the kind of TV, this is the kind of movie that the ladies I work with would talk about during the day.
This is a TV movie that ended up getting made for Netflix. Yeah. Like that's as much as I can sum it up. I mean, it may be your cup of tea, but I feel like the reveal at the end and all of that just seemed very like, we need a nice hook, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like he started writing this, and there's nothing wrong with this way of doing it, but started writing this at the end.
Yeah.
And then worked a story onto it.
The trailer itself made it seem like they were telling a thriller in a horror setting.
Yeah,
But then the film is full crime drama.
Oh, when she beat his fucking head in, it was brutal.
Okay.
Like, it looked, there was a lot of blood splatter and shit, and I'm like, man, he's mush right now. That's why, that's also a very... other part of it that's like very unbelievable is the fact that
he survived after that.
Yeah, and they, like he said,
he was happy to go through that every single time with all of these women.
That's right, exactly. Like, no, but that's the thing. Why this one?
Think if this is their 10th old lady, he'd be like trying to talk to her. He'd be dribbling because he's got fucking brain damage. You are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And like he'd be dribbling. She'd be like, "What the fuck are you saying, mate?
Why not this? Will you marry me?"
Like he'd be brain dead.
100%.
If he's been beaten up by this many women.
That's the thing. That's the one thing they didn't clarify in the fact that why was he sticking around with her this long to get to the point of being murdered when they literally just kidnapped the other ones?
Yeah.
Like they literally just put them in the basement.
Oh,
like,
maybe he actually felt something for this one.
Oh, he does say right before he gets his brain beaten in, "See, you'll never understand. I do love you. I really do love you. I just won't love you as much as you love me." It's like, just kill him.
Like I know they're trying to get us to hate this guy.
Yeah.
But shut the fuck up.
No, that's exactly right. Like,
anyway, if you were to have a bag of pretzels, how many would you eat?
Oh, I'd say, "Sir, these are out of date."
Yeah, okay.
And hand them back. I mean, I watched it. I sat through it, unlike you. But, I mean, it just wasn't worth the time. I mean, I understand why we did this. It was a fresh release. It's only been out for a couple of days. I think Friday or Saturday, something like that. Jump onto it if it sounds like something that would tickle your pickle, but for me...
we didn't sell it on you, on that movie at all.
No, that's right. Okay, so, avoid it at all costs. Yeah. Because basically we just chat all over it. Like, full respect to everyone involved, but...
Yeah. But you know what?
What?
That's been our show. Absolutely.
Sounds
2C3
like
Pod. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, of course.
That's right. And wherever you're listening to or watching us, make sure it's your preferred platform. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Big Summer Blowout.
Now, you can support the show, of course. If you want to give something back in return, you can go on to tpublic.com, get yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker, or a fridge magnet. Head over there, and all support that comes in from that goes directly back to you because that goes into this podcast, and that's what we're trying to be doing.
That's exactly right. This is a part of my weekly bills every week. I sort that out. Like, I've got to make sure I can budget this in. But if you would like to support the show in any other way, we do have PayPal, twoscompany3podcast@gmail.com. As I said at the start of the show, 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1. Doesn't matter what it is. Every little bit helps the show, and you can become a producer for the week. If you'd like your name read out, we can do that. If not, I mean, hey, that's fine. It would be amazing. But also use that email for any business inquiries. Local podcasts need a studio. I mean, we're going to have a fresh one with ducted aircon soon. Yes. Very excited about that. So yeah, hit us up, twoscompany3podcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Now we have 2 podcasts every week. Every Wednesday where we talk about the news and reviews, and every Friday where we talk about Yas or Pass and Trailer Park, of course, not in that order. So we will see you on Friday, but make sure you tune in to Two's Company 3's podcast every Wednesday and every Friday for some fresh podcasts.
That's right. Make sure to subscribe, but also head on over to the YouTube page for YouTube videos every week. I mean, subscribe and ring that bell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes not. I'm very busy, but also donate.
Yes. We are Two's Company 3's podcast, also known as 2C3 Pod. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will see you on Friday. My name is Dylan, as always, with my co-host
Mitchell. Make sure to stick around after the closing song for our trivia that we do every week.
Yes, we're even.
But do not forget, we are Two's Company, and you are the podcast. Thanks for tuning into that video by Two's Company 3's Podcast. Don't be sad though, there's plenty more where that came from. Another cheeky video right there. Maybe even hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Or, if you don't like our faces, check us out on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube.